dip in your hip and glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Rift Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
My goodness, this is the sensitive offensive content disclaimer for the Rift Nation Network. Please note that this podcast may contain content material that some listeners may find, oh my goodness, I've got to put that wider. Thank you. That some listeners may find offensive, disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violent, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content, including discussions related to mental health, trauma, and other sensitive issues. Explicit language, occasionally our guests or hosts do use explicit or strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find this content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please contact a qualified expert. Oh my guys, how are you doing? Thank you, Renee. Hello, Karen. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Ed. Hello, Linda. Hello, Sarah. And thank you, Renee, and hello, Renee. And yeah, okay, I'm back. We have a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, I'm not doing the Pixie anymore because unfortunately I would have to buy the Pixie. And, I thought, I don't know what they're, doing, but yeah, no. Not happening. So, yeah. Hello, Lois. So, today is the original show that I wanted to do last week. Now, we're going to be talking about a really, really cool subject, okay? And this awesome subject, we're actually going to be talking about ruling numbers. We're talking a little bit about numerology today. I am Sue. Pixie characters kind of got put in the closet for a while. And today we are doing numerology. So grab your pen, grab your paper. You're going to need it. So it's going to be a lot of fun to figure this out. As far as ruling numbers, I'm taking you guys on a journey. Now, in this particular method of numerology, it has to do, it's a different type than what you guys are used to. There is no one in a ruling number in this method of numerology. There are, however, master numbers. So you can have 2s, you can have 10s, you can have 22s, 11s, 33. So there are a lot of numbers out there. And, I was doing like backup research, just to go over some of my notes and stuff that I took. And I'm saying to myself, man, I wish I would have known some of this stuff a long time ago. It would have made my life so much easier. So much easier. Oh my God. I tell you one other thing. It feels awesome to feel awesome again. So I can take that out of my ear. So I can't believe it. I finally feel really good right now. So yay. So again, we're talking about ruling numbers. What are ruling numbers? What are we? What are you talking about? Well, the evolution is actually a law of life number. It's the law of the universe, unity as the law of code. Now, this is actually kind of a code, is what we're talking about. So we're going to get into this, and I'm going to work you guys through this and how to add this up. Remember, do not reduce your number to 1. My number is normally 1, but it's a 10. So because there's no ones in this particular method, my number would be a 10 by my calculations. And again, I am going to walk you guys through this. Yeah, I love or hate allergy season. There's some trees that bloom white out here before the trees actually leaves turn green. And when they turn green, I feel like I could party again. So what we're going to be dealing with right now is we're talking about our path. And that's what it is. That's what your ruling number is. It's the path that you should be on. And again, there's good things, there's bad things, a path to our talents, the path that we should actually be on. Because some of us go out there and we're on these jobs and it's like, yeah, no, I don't like this. This isn't me. This isn't me. Well, this is to actually assist you. And some of these things I really wish I knew a long time ago. So we're going to go through all this now. And there's the thing, and I believe this, and it talks about this in the manual that I do have, that if high school students are actually taught to know their ruling number, their search for a suitable vocation after leaving school would be far more rewarding. And I do have to agree with that. The farther I get into my numerology path, which I'm taking you guys on with me, the more I do understand that, wow, this would be really cool. So I started doing like little charts here and there for my grandchildren and stuff, because I do find it, it's rewarding, it's more informative, and it is something that can really help you out. Yes, I can see you. Hello, Miss Kelly. Kelly Carell. And thank you, Linda. Thank you so much. So let's see what we got going on. Now, again, all right. What it is fortunately more and more people are actually realizing that to discover and follow their path is the most rewarding thing in life. I can't see anyone on YouTube. We have Linda Nielsen on YouTube, Lois Clark on YouTube, and Howie is on YouTube. So I do see everybody over on YouTube, so and on Facebook. So whichever channel you choose to go to. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow to all of the Rift Nation Network pages. Hit that little bell notification or hit that follow over on Facebook as well to find out. This way, when we're live, you can follow all the shows. We have extremely informative shows, exciting shows, paranormal shows, alien shows. I mean, awesome astrology shows. And I mean, we have a bunch of stuff, and you don't want to miss that. Okay. Now, what we're doing right now is we are actually going to start adding up our ruling numbers. Now, in order to find what your ruling number is, you need your date of birth. Of course, you would omit the zeros. There are no zeros. So you take your date of birth and, you write it down, which is the month, the day, and the full year. Now, with that, you want to add that all up and reduce it down. There are no ones. You can have a 22, which would be a 4, but a 22 is a ruling number. 11 is a ruling number. So some of the ruling numbers is 10, 11, and 22 is what we have for ruling numbers. If you don't have the 10, 11, or the 22, you want to reduce that down to that. Now, if you guys want me to do this for you, I can. It'll just take me a little bit to do this, to understand this. Now, in this particular method of numerology, there is no number one. Some systems do have a tendency to use the number one, obviously, to the fact that may be the only absolute number. Out of all the numbers being a relative to it and incorporated, in like the 6th century BC, they recognize 1 as symbolic, as unity. Sarah has an 11. You actually have one of the, oh my goodness, one of the ruling master numbers. So this is awesome. So let's go through this as they come up. So we have 11 and we have 9 so far. So Sarah has 11, which is an awesome number. So let's get down to number 11 and explain this. Now, life purpose. Okay, this is a little detailed because we're going to talk a little bit about each particular expression number. So let's see, let's get down to the number. Trying to get to the number. Okay, that's 7. We got to keep going. We start off at the bottom of the page. Good thing I put my cheat sheet up here. I'll tell you, that's a 9. There's a lot of information here. And that's what I really like about this particular method, because even with a chart, depending on the type of numerology, because there's several different types of numerology, there's several different types of astrology. Okay, that's 22. Did I go by 11? I think I went right by 11. Hold on. 0, ruling number 11. We're going to start off with the number 11. We do have a couple of 8s in here, and Brenda, I will add yours up in a minute. So we're going to start right off with the ruling number 11. Now, 11 is what is known as like a master number, they call them. In some numerology charts, 11 would be considered a master number. Now, I'm going to go into all the information. The ruling number 11. Now, pay attention here, guys. The ruling number 11. It's an especially high level of spirituality. Surrounds this ruling number, offering those born to it a unique potential for developing the awareness of higher self. This is awesome. Unfortunately, more people fail to live up to their potential power than to develop it. But this pattern is actually changing with the rapid approach of the new age of enlightenment. Honey, can you get this? It's Vanjie and I'm on a show. Sorry. I do shows on Tuesday, so she won't stop calling. I know her. All right. So, and again, with the rapid approach of the new age, those with the 11 are a little bit more open and inclined, which is really good. Now, though we don't find many ruling 11s as most other numbers, they certainly are. Okay. Sorry, I'm being thrown by this. Okay. So now professional growth and spiritual upliftment, okay, which is really good. Now, in practice, there are 2 totals that you can actually use that actually qualify for this. Yes, I can see you here. Now, again, the ruling number 11 is the one we're actually talking about. All right. So, and again, it's the total. So, we're going to get into your life purpose and then your best expression. So, anybody that is an 11, it's really simple to do. When I added my birth date, it adds up to a 10. So for, let's see, for Brenda, it would be 5 plus 20, which is 25. You add the 25 to the 68. Hold on, 25 to the 68, which is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Brenda, you would be a 3. And that's how you just keep going and adding it down and down and down. So we're doing 11 because that was the first one that actually popped up. So Brenda, you would be a 3. So checking my calculations. Okay, hold on. I need more paper over here. Oh, look, here's another one. All right. So let's give you guys your numbers here, because everybody kind of wants to find out what's going on. So, and let's see. It's your total date of birth is what it is. Okay. So we have Carlene. Let's see. So that would be, okay. Okay. 8, 10. That's 30. Hold on. 30. Hold on. I'm being kind of thrown for a loop here. Sorry. Okay, so then that's 10 and...
I'm sorry, am I talking too loud?
Yep. Sorry. 19. Okay, 9, 4, and that would be 9, 13, 13, 4. Carlene, you will be a 4. All right, so now Gene Kelly, let's see, we've got 34, 10, and 70, which is 4, and that is 10, that's 11, and then we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. You're a 6. Okay. Michelle is, oh, good. I can do the calculations on my phone again. Sometimes it's just really hard to throw these off real quick because I want to get all the information out. Let's see. Brenda, you're a 4, I think. I don't remember. Whatever I said before. I don't know if I did you yet. Okay, Michelle would be 3 plus 4 plus and plus 70. Let's check that. Equals 87. So 8 plus 7 equals 15. 6. Michelle would be a 6. So it's let's take the next one. Okay, so we have Z Sun Dragon. Okay. So we're gonna add this up together so you guys understand this. Okay, so you want to add the 5, then 22, which is 4. So 22 would be 4. You add 4 because you're adding all these numbers up together. And 1 and 9, of course, is 10. And then the 6 and the 9 is 50. Okay, so you add that. That would be 34. Now 3 and 4 is what? 4, 5, 6, 7. So you would be a 7. And that's how you add it up. Okay. So, and that's what we're, as far as what your numbers actually are. So let's go back up to the 11, and then we'll get into a few more, or we can actually start at the beginning and find out who's what. Does everybody have the numbers before we start all this? Does everybody have their numbers? Brenda, I think I added you. Let's see. Yeah, that was, let's see. 2 plus, hold on. 10 plus 4. Brenda, you're a 4. Okay, so does everybody have their numbers? Awesome. You have to give me a date of birth. I need your date of birth in order to find this out. And then we could start at the beginning and work our way down and find out who has what numbers rather than jumping around all this. You got it. Okay, so it's really, really easy to figure out. You just add the day to the, and again, you're reducing it down. Yes, you're a 4. So say if you're 0, 6, 1, 8, making a number up, 1967. You would take the 6, and then the 1 and 8 would be 9, and the 19 would be 10, and then the 6 and the 7, 6 is 12, it would be 13. Then you add all that down, then you reduce it down to a single number unless you have 22. Okay, those are the easiest way to actually do it. Okay, we can do this again. Hold on. Let's see. 16. 16. 10. 11. All right, so we get 7. You're a 10 like me. Brolick, you're a 10. You're just like me. So I'm a 10 as well. So we're going to start at the beginning. You're a 10 because in this method of numerology, there are no ones. So we're going to start at the beginning here. We'll work our way back up. Okay, so let's find out How many people in this room are twos? Are there any twos in the room? Because if there are no twos, we can skip down to threes and we'll figure out who's what. Are there any twos whatsoever? Anybody here with a two? Ruling number 2. Not, we'll skip down to 3. Who has a ruling number of 3? 3. Ruling number 3. Anybody with a 3? No threes here. Oh, I got a 3 or nope, we got a 4. Okay, any threes? I'm trying to go back up to find. We have an 11. Awesome. Okay, so no threes. All right. Miss, what's going on? We're doing numerology. You need to add the date you were born, which is your month, day, and year, including the 19. Unless you were born in, 2000, which I wasn't. So, yeah. So that's what we're actually doing, and we're coming up. So the ruling number, the next one I think is a 4. I can always go back up unless somebody is not famous. 3. Okay, ruling number 4 is where we're going to start. Okay, ruling number 4, like I said, it's really easy. I did a makeshift date for you to understand. Say if somebody was born June 18th, 1967. Okay, so see how it would be June 19th, 1967. You'd add the 6, the 18 would become the 9. The 1 9 over here would become the 10, and the 6 and the 7 would become the 13. You add it down and reduce it all the way down. Okay, so we're going to start off with the ruling number 4. If somebody else has the 3, will let me know. I'll call the numbers out. This way we can get all the information out on the show. Now, the ruling number 4 in the modern world, where so much general emphasis is placed on material concerns, the basic expression of most people with a ruling 4 can be easily graphed, but there is more to them than their materialism, and some of them can be a little materialistic. Though there are a major emphasis on certain, there's only certain people. Okay, now as far as your, life's purpose for a 4, because if you meet a 4 who is materialistic, they haven't grown. Okay, that could be the purpose of many different things actually cause that. Now, while we continue to live on the earth in our physical body, this is your life's purpose, okay? It is natural that so much of our experience is actually related to material aspects in life. Material aspects, food, water, shelter, okay? That seems to be ruling what's happening. Now, ruling 4 in particular emphasizes physical experience and expression, which is vital to their early development. Now, this is coming on early childhood. But as they mature, a natural tendency is for those people to embrace more of the organic aspect of the practical plane, which means they grow beyond their own boundaries, okay? Thereby facilitating greater scope in their development of love, awareness, and wisdom. So evidently, when they were younger, they were in the sandbox and nobody was allowed to play with their toys. But now they're cool. They're cool with it. They've grown, and that's a part of them. Now, their best expression, because we're talking life purpose, best expressions, and destructive traits. We all have destructive traits. Lord knows I've got them. Okay, ruling 4 have a extensive spectrum of expressionism, which means they're able to deeply express themselves. Okay, they encompass the most physical work or work to involve in organizations. In other words, they love to help people. It can range from pleasure to making money and in itself, or the challenges of establishing a gigantic business deals. Now, through this practical aspects of art, culture, affairs, involvement in sporting events, whatever they do, ruling 4 generally prefers the controversial approach to experimental. Okay, they're, in other words, being more orthodox than adventurous. In general, they are doers of the world, which is awesome. We all need that. Now, there is some distinctive traits for fours. Now, the distinctive traits for the number fours, these are people with a natural flair for practical. They generally prefer to do anything rather than discuss their merits. In other words, they don't like to toot their own horn. They love the practical keeps, ruling for people on the go. In other words, they don't like to sit around a lot. They like to be active or to actually have their mind actually going. They can really sit still and watch others do organizing. They become more forward with other worthwhile assistance. They are among the most systematic, reliable, and trustworthy people. Go, Brenda. This is especially evident in detailed work where their accuracy and practicality ability are often second to none. So definitely somebody around when you're trying to organize anything, including a business. On matters of practical nature, ruling four can manifest extraordinary patience, which, yep, I agree. But with intellectual or spiritual matters, they are concerned. They're more impatient when it comes to spiritual matters. They want to go further quicker is what it is, but they have that tendency to. Okay, so that's awesome. Okay, let's see. I'll tell you something. This stuff is really interesting. I'm sorry. It's just, I find this extremely fascinating. So, negative tendencies to be surmounted, which means that these are the things that need to be looked out for. Now, some of this talks about when you're a kid, but let's see, quite calming. It is quite calming for a ruling four people to become totally absorbed in their work and to unthinkingly neglect or bring balance into their lives. Overworkers, especially in their home life. So a negative tendency is overworker. Now, if they do not have a strong emotional equilibrium, they can easily lose heart due to frustration, ambitions, leading to nervous problems and stress-induced illnesses. Okay, should they neglect the need for balance in their life, an overly materialistic look could easily develop in some. This could lead to emotional insecurity or chronic unhappiness, which is a form of depression. Let's see, greatly inhabited with the development of their purpose in life, namely their practical services. So, nailed it. Now, this is your recommended development. Now, this one's really important. This is what they're recommending based on your four of what it is that you should do in order to do that. Well, hello, Z-Sun. So let's see, your recommended development. Three important avenues of development that should be undertaken by a four: relaxation, mental applications, and expanded intuitiveness. Tea readings. Okay, relaxation is actually an important means of achieving detachment from material concerns, from the physical involvements where it becomes both excessive and expensive. Now, it also provides an excellent basis for mental and spiritual growth. Such relaxations is actually best achieved through meditation. The most suitable forms of mental application lie in memory training, and understanding the underlying principles such that as are taught through philosophy, engineering, or agriculture. Nice. And so on. Such applications will give a rise to extended intuitive awareness. I think that has a lot to do with you definitely being in nature. when you're in nature and you're collecting your things, which is really cool. In their affairs, ruling should strive to balance their practicality with their mental, which is analytical, creative, and idealistic, and their spiritual, which is intuitive, loving, wise, and facilitate. So you have to like balance, because you are a workaholic girl, always got something going in your head and able to literally create a lot of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Now, your most suitable vocation. Let's figure out this. Let's see what they say. These people are best suited for work as skills and tradespeople, technician, craft shows, mechanics, as well as managers, professional sport people, economics, physicians, chiropractors. Let's see, in all levels of education, any type of level of education. In financial matters, they need to develop a heightened of judgment to ensure they are not motivated by personal archive. Many teachers of the martial arts, sports, and fitness, as well as authors of technical books and magazines, are found with ruling numbers of 4. Wow, that is pretty cool. Now, ruling number 4, practically conventional in outlook, often materialistic, and is interested in sports and very capable with their hands. And they do a lot. Now, other famous people with the ruling number 4: Arnold Schwarzenegger, Paul Hogan, Joseph Stan, Yester Afat, and Elton John. Wow, Elton John has a ruling number of 4. That is pretty cool. Who's a 5 here? Who is a 5? What do we have here? Do we have a 5? Do we have a 5? I want to get all these numbers out. So is anybody in here a 5? If not, we're going to go to 6. Who's a 5? Who's a 6? Who's a 7? Let me know what's going on here. You guys keep track of your numbers, and I'll go down the line. We have a 7 there. Let's see. I'm not seeing anybody that put 9, 8s, 8s. Trying to go up and make sure that I don't miss anybody. Okay, so we have 6s. Okay, so nobody is a 5. So we're going to go right to a 6. Woohoo. So let's see. Ruling number 6. We got 6s. So this is a lot of 6s. That's okay. That's good. Let's figure this out. I can't wait to find out what the 10 is. Somebody else was a 10 like me. So let's see. I read it, but I don't remember. Now, the ruling number of extremes. These people have the potential for great creative power when living positively. Positively. Ha! I say this all the time. Live positive. Yet they become insistently worried when they live negative. So your emotions do affect how you react. So the more you're around positive, the better you are. The more you're around negative, not so good. All right. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see. The position of the numbers at the center of the midplane and the head of the arrow of the will gives 6 people a tremendous potential to perceive and create brilliance. Oh my God. Brilliance. Okay. Regrettably, they rarely achieve lasting success in their lives due to their ever persistent tendency to worry, which is this is what you're doing. You're self-destructing. Self-destructing. Okay. And again, so this is really awesome. And this is what the ruling number is. The more you have to stay in the positive in order to keep your 6 more balanced. That's the first thing that you need to remember. Now, your life purpose on this one, let's see here. We actually find people who excel in a wide range of creative endeavors, from home to stage to world fame. Wow. Let's see, this implies a very important responsibility in life. one that actually demands a deeper, loving dedication. All people with the ruling 6 have a natural capacity, but often they become so physically identified with their responsibilities that anxiety and worry entrap them in a web of stress. Oh my God, that is really true. That is true for some. They must learn to master those situations into which their great capacity for care and creativity draw them, rather than let the situation control them. To this end, they must learn the art of loving detachment so that they may express their beautiful creativity without being opposed upon. Now, as far as this life purpose, and again, I do have a few people that I do private readings for, and I'm not going to say the name, but I would have to say this could be the reason why something keeps coming up. It could be a challenge or a life purpose. You need to learn that detachment, and which is very difficult to do, especially in everyday life, to learn that type of attachment according to this. Now, your best expression. These people excel in positions where their trust, creativity, and deep sense of caring, responsibility are called for. I would say nurse right off the bat. Some prefer to express these talents publicly, excelling on stage or screen with acting and or singing. Others choose to utilize their loving nature more in a home with a family. At the core of their expression is always a deep loving humanity and a loving good nature that everyone seeks expression and always a joy to behold. Wow, this is awesome. Now, your destructive traits, or excuse me, distinctive traits, not destructive, distinctive. No, you're not. No, you're not. Distinctive traits. They're exceptionally creative, find every opportunity to express itself at work, at play, and at home. To rule 6, their homes are actually the most important place. It occupies a considerable amount of their time and is second in importance to their loved ones in it. Great humanitarians, these people resent injustice of any kind. You resent it, totally hate injustice, which is a part of just who you are. They are exceptionally loving and unselfish and tolerant. People who must guard against being imposed upon. That is the biggest thing. Remember that this is a mind number. This is experiencing significant influence on its bearer's attitude, which makes a lot of sense. It really does. Now, negative tendencies. Ooh, to be thrown out. God, I love coffee. All right. When the opportunity for expressing their creativity is limited to home, overemphasis sometimes to the point of phantasm can create an unhealthy anxiety and imbalance, like possessiveness is what it is. Now, this can lead to apprehension, fear, and anxiety, such as their personal growth is severely constricted and their life becomes stagnant, stuck because of this. Now, worry often becomes so chronic, it results in a mild psychosis, bringing about sadness, loneliness, that is in totally conflict with everything that they endeavor to create. And that's why the off balance. When worrying, the negativity prevail in the life ruling 6, they adopt a winning voice and take on the air of fault. Oh my goodness. Hello, Miss Monica. So they do take on the air of fault. Now, recommended developments. This one's a little longer here. Now, this is what they're saying recommended to help you. Pretty much with me, I need to get out of my own way. So that's what the recommended development is. Ruling 6 must always realize that a positive mental outlook is the utmost importance in development creativity. Whenever the physical limitations, they must come to realize that loving concern should never distract from one's freedom of expression. Okay. As such, they should avoid a tendency for possessiveness, instead, channeling their abilities to express themselves creatively. Okay. Most ruling six people have the desire for peace at any price, but such acquiring can be constructed as a weakness, ultimately becoming self destructive and leading to unhappiness. Now, developing a wise firmness will actually improve their happiness, which is good. It assists in guarding them against being imposed upon, which sixes get imposed upon a lot. Okay. Important aspects of their life, embracing an accurate sense of oh my God, temperance, and experiencing their compassion wisely will contribute to more effective channeling of their power and creative faculties. Their ability is to produce the unexpected, which is awesome. Hello, Miss Monica. Suitable vocations. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Creative prospects that are directly designed for the bewilderment of human welfare. They excel at humanitarian organizations, healers, artists, designers. They have the remarkable ability for dramatic singing and acting. Some even take this to extremes by over dramatizing their lives. All right, there's some famous people. Let's see. Agatha Christie, Sylvester Stallone, Meryl Streep. Oh, I love Meryl Streep as an actress. Charles D. Golda, I don't know who that is. Jesse Jackson, also. These people were all sixes. Who do we have for sevens? I know we have a seven here somewhere, right? Who do we have for seven? We're going on to sevens, guys. We got lots more to go, so get those numbers out here. Is anybody here a seven? Yes, I see a seven. Z Sun, are you still here? So these are things that we need to work on in order to help ourselves. There's no show after me today, so let's see. Now, the ruling number seven, under the influence of the ruling number seven, people gain maximum experience from life lessons, books, both throughout their personal sacrifice or learning through teaching or sharing. Teaching can be a means of learning. In other words, when you're teaching, you're also learning at the same time. It is a struggle, but it can be done. It can be done. I've learned to laugh at all the crap. Let's see, both facets of human growth and intimacy related to physical expression, symphonized by the position 7 in the birth chart, interaction with the arrow activity. Okay, now your life purpose here. Life purpose. Here we go. It would appear that the manner in which individual humans develop takes place in life endeavors that each soul incarnates with the ruling number 7 when it is necessary to undertake a major step forward. So this is why you're here, okay? You're here to take that major step forward. The unique aspects of this ruling number is almost limitless capability for learning through personal environment, enlightenment acquiring in such manner, lots of good qualities, okay, capable of sharing their experience, making them excellent teachers, practical realizations for their expressions, equip them with the profound ability to philosophize life. In other words, people with the life path number of 7, you take your experiences, your life, what you've been through, and you put that on paper or teach it, you're helping millions of people. And that's really good. Now, the best expression for you. One of the most important requirements for a 7 is that they are allowed to learn their way. Haha, I love that. They can accept little more than minimum direction from others for the hunger to learn by personal environment and expression. This involvement demands sacrifice to them in either one or more three aspects of the human life that actually hit us most: health, love, and or money. This qualifies them as very practical teachers and helpers of mankind. However, while they are not adverse to implementing discipline in others, they find someone else's discipline very difficult to live with. So they are very good disciplining themselves, but not so good at listening to other people's disciplines. So if you had a troubled 7, then that's what it is. Distinctive traits. These people are found among the most active in life. Ooh, I want to be one of the most active. So not always continuous of it. They are driving forces the profound need for personal experience. These experiences become the most memorable. Unfortunately, there's always a quotation here, when they impel some of their personal sacrifices is what happens. This is a path of the ruling 7 person may from appearing a suffer rather than sad lives. And that's what happens, especially when they do not learn from their earlier experiences. The repetition reduces harsher sacrifices. However, from the loss of health, love, or money, they acquire a deep philosophical understanding and ultimate asset involving such a harsh lesson as let's see, continuous awareness and development. They possess a power of natural fortitude that often appears to provide them with the inherent self-confidence, which in turn assists them in handling their life experiences on a much more solid level. Let's see. Now, negative tendencies. Their compulsive personal experience to intent are often rejected guidance. Yeah, in other words, because we're more centered, because the 7s are more centered in self. Hello, Keith from the Otter's Den. All right, let's see. So because the 7s are more often centered, they have a tendency to reject other people's guidance. Let's see. And again, they can rule and become more extremely rebellious, teenagers, in refusing to accept advice, tendency to adopt the attitude that they like to teach, but they do not like to be taught. This can bring about much sadness into their lives when they fail to learn from the experiences of others. Yet they often seek to have other people follow their advice and become annoyed if they get the same advice as you give to others. Until they mature and act with greater wisdom, their domestic and business lives will often be far from happy. So after we get through this, the 7s get through this, we have that better ability of understanding. Now, this is the recommended development, okay? The recommended development for a 7 is we often find that ruling 7s are not the best judge of characters, nor do they have a sound business understanding. So they should be extremely careful in matters of business and investment. But with wise self-discipline, these failings can actually be overcome if only they would embrace as much discipline in their lives as they seek to impart in others. This will assist them in developing their intuition and lead to improved happiness in their lives and in the lives of their loved ones. Generally, ruling 7 are rather slow learners due to their need to experience much for themselves. Parents should actually take special note and characteristics to allow for the ruling 7 children to learn at their own natural pace. All too often, parents regarding the children's progress at school of some sort, just race acting, As though they're more concerned with family matters and then the child's welfare. And yes, they do that. Let's see. Okay, so suitable vocations, trustworthy, and let's see, vocations. Okay, trustworthy. Let's see, expected to trust others. These people are well suited to positions among, wow, the legal system, judges, legal practices. They are practical people with natural flair to use sharp instruments. They may choose careers such as surgeons, butchers, carpenters. Ruling sevens often found as teachers and humanitarian positions, such as, and again, clergy is also a very good one, naturalists, philosophers, and scientists. That's pretty cool. Some of the famous people that were sevens: Marilyn Monroe, Peter Twatsky, Cole Potter, Gordon Hilton, and can't read the last one, so that's not going to happen. And I know we have an 8 here. We have an 8 and a 9, so I'm going to go right on to the 8 because I can't wait to get to the 10, and I know we have an 11. So 8, come on down. You're the next one up. When you added your birth chart to this is your ruling number. And this is what we're dealing with right now as far as numerology is our ruling numbers. Okay, these people who are regarded independence as one of the most important aspects of life. They can be very complex people who invariably possess great wisdom and strength of character. Wow. Their power derives from the position in the 8 as their wisdom and their soul plane, as well as being the center of the arrow of activity, which we haven't talked about the arrow at. So that's pretty cool. Now, life purpose. Let's see. One of the most important aspects of love is our ability to express it. One of the most vital components to successful human relationship is a fluent expression and application, which in itself is a vital embodiment of love, is what we're talking about. It is these two avenues of expression that the ruling 8 find the greatest difficulty. Let's see. Coincidentally, the essential future of the purpose of life is to transcend these limitations. Growth in this direction will develop with the realization that rather than inhibiting their independence, such as improving relationships and strengthening the confidence of others that have in them, in turn, it actually creates a greater personal security and improved happiness in their life together with their growth and wisdom. Ooh, which is so essential. Okay, let's see. Best expression. Let's see what we got coming up here. Simultaneously innocent, the ruling 8 have their enormous capacity for compassion and sympathetic tendencies for those in trouble. However, not always do they express themselves in the manner for a long tending or grow impatient with those who become dependent on them, which is understandable. Let's see. This they feel hampers their own independence. They have the ability to be enormously successful in business practically if they do not let their emotions or misunderstandings interfere with their commercial decisions, making 8 people noticeably conscious of their dress, taking great pride in their appearance, both in themselves and in their loved ones. They feel that people who often tend to hide their sensitivities until they become mature enough to actually express them. So evidently you might have had issues in your younger years actually expressing yourself. So distinctive traits is what we're going to be talking about right now. Okay, a strong air of independence and dependability, together with self-confidence manner, are decisive of ruling 8 people. These qualities work from harmony to equip them for positions in seniority and responsibility in which they are found to excel, but their fierce independence can often transmute into an under dominated attitude of coolness, which means you look cold to other people. And inhibitions that usually diminish with maturity, of course. They inherit love for the more helpless creatures, animals, infants, elderly, and the sick. Let's see, this constantly seeking expression and will instantly convert aloof into loving kindness, which is that's awesome. With the possession of wealth and natural wisdom from which they learn to draw from as they grow in maturity. Now, negative tendencies. Ooh, okay. Let's see what the negative tendencies is. Oh God, I can imagine what mine is. Negative tendencies. Ooh, they're fierce, independent, and zealous, guarded, as these people develop a deep resentment towards any form of what they regard as interference with their plans. Therefore, great diplomacy and tact should be used by those who seek to guide them. Indeed, ruling 8 need to be a great deal of guidance, especially in their handling of children. They are either overindulgent or exceptionally strict. Please excuse me. They often find difficulty in their love relationships, tending to create a barrier to hold their feelings close checked, which means you're guarded. They are mature. As they mature, they realize how much happier they will be with natural expression of their loving feelings, which is really good. Now, as far as recommended development, and again, sometimes these things happen as you grow up, or it could be something you're dealing with one of your children, or something you've already been through, or something you're going through. Let's see. Every effort should be made to overcome the undestructiveness they so often exhibit towards their loved ones, which means they're very guarded towards their loved ones. This is best achieved through awareness of its existence. Of many 8 people do not see themselves as undemonstrative. Okay, detached, so to speak. Now, as they learn to actually express their feelings more fluently, their happiness and personal security actually do improve. Appreciation, expression, the first person is actually excellent means of developing expression for a deeper feeling. With growth, will develop an overall wisdom that they have a tendency to express in impersonal situations such as business, in giving advice to others. Their wisdom and maturity will enhance through travel, in which they are very fond. Wow. Most suitable vocations for an 8. Let's see. Large businesses, undertakings. Let's see. Senior executives with excellent prospects. They have sound understanding of finances, attracted to banking, stocking, and so on. A stockbroker, please excuse me. They are also found as travel executive, aircraft, ship captains, teachers, nurses, children, or elderly working with animals, senior figures, humanitarian organizations. Due to their tendency to mask their natural feelings, may become successful in professional acting. That's pretty cool. Let's see. You have Joan Collins, Elizabeth Taylor, Nelson Mandela, Paul Newman, Jane Fonda are all 8. So that's 8. Now we have 9. Let's get into 9. Because after 9, we have 10 and 11. And I'm going to finish this 9, 10, and 11. And then we'll stop. Darn, I'm not going to stop till I finish this. Okay. Number 9, the humanitarian qualities of ambition, responsibility, and idealism are a threefold aspect of the ruler 9, whose prime motivation is to put people before things. They are individuals whose birth number total, which is awesome. These are 9s. So they literally put everybody else before themselves. And I'd have to say in Renee's case, yes. So, and in Nikki's case too. Now, let's see. We're getting into your purpose right now. This is a powerful mind number, actually implying a constant responsibility among those who have it. They are far more suited to art than to science, to humanitarian rather than to commercial pursuits. Many of the critical leaders and serious actors have actually been found with this ruling number, all who are idealists at heart. Concepts are not always the most workable, but it's an important aspect of their purpose in life is to learn to translate the idealistic into the practical. That's pretty awesome. Let me take a swig and we'll get into the expression part. Woo! Most I've talked in a while. All right. Best expression for you. To serve humanity is to improve human life. Are at the very heart of a ruling 9 expression. Yes, true. The method by which they can best achieve is actually found from the analysis of the birth chart, which I haven't done yet. These people are ambitious, but are inclined to be more concerned with the overall plan than its actual details. They are thus more suited for non-commercial undertakings, as a tendency to be poor financial managers, especially in their personal affairs. They are very artistic, preferring they deeply seriously to a comic or popular forms of artistic expression. Wow. Pretty cool. Now, let's see. Distinctive traits. Ambitious, responsibility, and idealism are, progressive growth qualities. But through it all, the heavy emphasis on the personal responsibility. Honesty is so natural to them that they assume everyone to be so inclined. They often lead to significant disappointment in people. Some ruling 9s have been known to develop deeper criticism and correspondences. And again, that's because you expect everybody to be honest and they're not. Even to the extent of doubt of wisdom of their own honesty. They find it easier to give money to the needy rather than save it for themselves. Yep. And often give raises to expressions of frustration from their partners. They are very defined throughout their life, and its idealism about humanity and how people should be motivated. Though these ideas are not always the most practical, the ruling 9 will strive to implement them, such as nature and their ambitiousness and their idealism. They'll find a way to actually do this. Now, negative tendencies. Okay. And again, these are the things that they're saying that we need to work on if we haven't worked on them already. An indication for great negative living is where these people fail to adapt the ideals of seeking to impress on others. Please excuse me. They need to take great care to ensure they do not fall victim to one of the most offenses of all human traits. And that's, oh my goodness, I wish I could pronounce this. Hypercrisis. Let me put this in there. There we go. Hold on. I'm going to plop this right in here. Don't fall trait to this. Their ambition can actually be demonstrated or destroyed their integrity of their ideas, therefore developing egocentric that they're far from appealing. This will often produce a very abrupt manner or attitude of destructive criticism, which people in their lives will often find difficult to tolerate, and which can ultimately lead to their undoing when they are maternally involved. Interesting. So that was the actual word there. Let's see, development recommendations. Strong idealism for the 9 does not make successful judge of characters. Yet one of these limitations is realized. It can be remedied by the study of employment and reliable guides such as numerology. Oh my goodness. That may help them to understand people. This aspect will assist them in investing all aspects of a person before drawing a conclusion based solely on their personal analysis. In turn, this study will help the ruling 9 develop their intuition and wisdom. Patience and perseverance are the 2 other important traits that these people need to develop. As they appear to the world, the ruling 9 is seen overly seriously. They need to laugh more and enjoy humor as a vital balance of life. All right. Suitable vocations. Let's see. Working in religious disciplines, welfare organizations, educational institutions, as administrators rather than teachers, researching facilities, including computers, crime solving. Ooh, let's see, the healing professions such as counselors. Ooh, many can define professional actors in artistic careers. Okay, who do you have in common? Okay, Shirley MacLaine, Elvis Presley, Linda Evans, Burt Lancaster, Jimmy Carter, and Richard Harris all have the ruling 9. Now, I know I'm a 10. I know somebody else here is a 10, and then we have an 11. So it's 906, but we're going to get through the 10 and 11. Here we go. All right, ruling number 10. This is actually me. I'm a 10. God, let's see how much I can actually pick on myself right now. Okay. Most ruling numbers can experience in a variety of ways depending on the degree of awareness of the person, but there is no greater range of expression than that found in the potential of a ruling 10. They very form most likable personality plus people when living positively. Another one. To lost, floundering, increased being when negativity takes over. So we can't be around negativity at all. You're a 10 too? I'm a 10 too. They are most adaptable people. They have the potential for brilliant success. They can languish in mediocrity, which is okay, happens. Now, life purpose, let's see. Adaptability and adjustment are the key tones of the ruling 10 in their life. Their infinite flexibility can be one of enormous assistance when it comes to helping others adjust to life changes. As life becomes more complex, humans' adaptability becomes more vital. And so we find ruling 10 people in a wide diversity of vocations and situations. They have a natural fearlessness that often leads them into pondering ventures others would never consider undertaking. Yes. True. Okay. I've had a couple of flop businesses in my time, I'll tell you, but you got to try. Now, let's see. Expression. If we want someone to assist us in enjoying the lighthearted pleasures of life, we need to look no further than the ruling number 10. Their expression best when allowed the freedom of experience what they regard as the bubbling excitement of life. Yeah, I do get that sometimes. But when they are when they are suppressed, they feel emotionally hampered. Yes. They become despondent without realizing why. This gives a rise to frustration, often evident by irritability or short temper. Guilty. The major ruling 10 people will be consistently foresight, non-reactive, and clearly assertive. Their optimism knows no bounds, leading them to achieve a remarkable progress in life. This is a natural expression of the ruling 10 being the powerful contribution of ego, expressing its infinite spiritual depth. Whoa. Okay, now let's go. Profound what? Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Thank you. Okay, so distinctive traits. Oh my God, I don't know whether to read this or not or run for the hills. Okay, especially physical doing, the ruling number 10 endeavors the power of flexibility and adaptability that produces a highly popular personality. Their general happily disposition is quite contagious, yet because they prefer to avoid delving deeply into other people's problems, they find it difficult to understand why others are not so happy and will adjust as they likely to be. The majority of the ruling tens really develop deeply into life, more content with superficial pleasures, practical sports, let's see, activities passively by construct of aware majority. The ruling 10 will become successful and dominant in their professions, for they have a depth of fortunate and enables them to rise above some of the most difficult conditions. In general, ruling 10 people unconsciously adopt the air of self-assurance reflected on their personal confidence and their elegant appearance, no matter how they dress. Okay. They are not so successful in solving mental problems in their life or the life of others. They do not make good counselors. Wow, I have a degree in counseling. That's so funny. Meaningful friendships often prefer the company of members of their own sex to that of the opposite sex. No, they generally, they generally artistic, a very sensitive touch that makes them a complete instrument capable of judging the quality of clothing and material. Wow, that's weird. God, I need this fan on. This one is funny. Okay, tendencies to be surmounted. Medical field, yeah. Tendencies to be surmounted. Their self-confidence can sometimes lead people to dominate others. Yeah. But they do so unwisely. Okay. Which is creating disharmony more intense than sought to be overcome. And again, we don't realize we're doing it. The tendency is to best avoid through better control of ego, recognizing the depth of spiritual substance and avoiding superficial in their life. Engagement in constructive and creative activities will significantly assist them. Ruling 10 people to adopt a more what? Penetrative. Oh my God, these words today. Perspective on life. Thank you. And recognize that if doors close in their faces, they need to turn around and find other open doors. They must avoid being lazy and expecting life to be one big ball. Let's see. They must recognize the need to develop self-discipline to overcome melancholy and emotional insecurities. Wow. Yeah, there's more to this. Let's see. This is the development. The ruling number people have a tendency to become lost in conformity and to be accepted on mediocrity as a norm. They need to recognize the potential for excellence, their versatility, and their profound adaptability. Through their lives, they need to a precise meditation to center themselves and bring them back in touch with their inner strength. They should also employ temperance, which is balance in their lives, and develop awareness of the world surrounding them. Oh, yeah, I have a tendency to be tunnel vision on things. Harmony and attitude, compassion, relevance in life. Also develop discrimination between important and unimportant projects in their life is important. Otherwise, they can waste considerable time on wasteful pursuits. Wow. Wow. Okay, suitable vocations. This will be good. Sports or entertainment, interior decorating and design, working with fabrics, food are good vocations for ruling number 10. Also, they make good salespeople when they are invariably irresistible politicians, charity fundraisers, business executives, sales managers, town planners, architects, and real estate agents. Hey, we got a house over here. Okay. So famous people. Let's see. Robert Mercure. Whoa. Jackson Nicholson. Sophia Loren. Okay. My granddaughter's name is Sophia. Henry Ford. Jerry Lewis. Billy Joel. Wow. One more to go. And then that's it for the night. Ruling number 11. I know I had an 11 here. I think the 11 was where I tried to start. So, like I said, I got to learn to get out of my own way and learn to shut my mouth sometimes. I don't know. Anyways. All right. I know we have an 11, and I think the 11 was, I don't remember the name, but we're going to get into the 11 right now. Ruling number 11, and especially high-level spirituality surrounds the ruling numbers. Offering those born to this unique potential for development and awareness of higher self. Unfortunately, more people fail to live up to their potential power than developing it. But the patterns that change rapidly approach the New Age enlightenment. We've read all this throughout the mind. Okay. Your purpose. These people are among the few who are potentially best equipped to guide humanity into the emerging age of awareness. This is very reliable incarnation they have chosen. Unfortunately, many find that they are enticed through their basic self by life physical attractions. They thus derivative from the higher purpose. In other words, you kind of fall off the road of the higher purpose, but the tide has changed, and thus the real values of life gain coincidence over maneuvering false prophets. Oh, wow. Expressions. As a lover of refinement, beauty, and culture values, the ruling number 11 people naturally gravitate towards such an environment. It liberates them to express their innate beauty and spirituality. Let's see, material life for them can be demanding and uninteresting, unless they choose to live under their daily number. Okay, let's see, or give into peer pressure. Okay, but they have to learn balance with material and ideals. They seek within to realize the noblest spiritual ventures of the value unless it can be employed to improve the quality of life. No finer expression can be found in doing this. Okay, distinct traits. There are extreme differences between the lifestyle of the ruling 11, who have positively utilized their exceptional spiritual powers, and their negative counterparts, whose life appears difficult and colorless. An uncompromising high level of majority of ethics and profoundly reliable intrusiveness in their inspired, driven force are clearly evident when these people are involved in spiritual orientation pursuits. When they are living naturally, they deeply feel people extremely dependable, honest, and just, with deep love for family and friends, and severe compassion in life. Negative tendencies. The temperament to abdicate responsibility for virtuous living becomes strong as modern commercialism seeks new and more diverse adventures to flog in overproductive of the often necessary commodities. Life is meant to be less complicated, far more harmonious than many currently realize. Such complexity can easily confuse the midstream people from their path. When this occurs, they have a tendency to become bitter and spiteful, um, often indifferent with the attitude towards other people they work with. When it occurs, the life ruling number, they will become lost, empathetic, finding little solace in other material worlds into which they have become enticed. They must employ great awareness and care to be firm in their resolve to keep their path. For this will not be difficult so long as they take the unadvised note of profound intuition. Ooh. Now, recommended development. Spiritual facilities are not easily mixed with commercial for the ruling number 11. Consequently, the best avenues for their expression life are those professions that facilitate growth in spiritual awareness and giving a substitute to their noble sensitivities. At the same time, adequate monetary awards are essential, so compromise is often in order. With their natural generosity and sensitivity to the needs of others, ruling number 11 is often find in the above average demand on their financial resources. They have to learn not to only to be more practical means of expressing their spirituality, but also to be guided by their intuition rather than they're motivated by their base desires. Let's see, the practice of such discipline and discrimination, temperance, and fortitude will significantly assist them. They are often tempered to rejection, assistance for themselves when in need, but must learn to be more receptive and to recognize the benefits they can acquire from such practical cooperation. Okay, let's see. We got suitable vocations, education, social workers, religious leaders, personal growth instructors. They are often found to be ruling 11. Okay, others capability turn into teaching of cultural subjects, exploration in the field of professional performing, so long as the role have underlying moral values. Their intuition can also qualify them to become amazing designers or inventors. Oh my God. Your famous people, Wolfgang. Let's see, Prince Charles, Anthony Newberry, Jacqueline Kennedy, Tony Burnett. Let's see, Edmund Hillary, John Glenn, and Erith Kitt. Wow. So that's basically, and I know it might be a little complex or a little not. You can always re-listen to see if you can understand what it is they're talking about. There's a difference between the ruling numbers, and as we were talking about what we need to work on as far as when we're when our numbers are not connected. Also need to get into the crosses and the arrows, and I haven't really got into that yet. So there's a lot of complex information in here that actually help us. A couple things I realized about myself, which I really do need to get out of my own way sometimes. It's like, when you don't realize you're doing something, how do you stop it? Well, now the realization just hit me. So hopefully this helped you guys as much as it actually helped me, because that's what it's about. So next week we'll get back into some rune readings. But I like to throw in some numerology over there, because I do find it extremely fascinating to take a deep and detailed look at yourself. And I think that's what numerology does, because The information isn't based on the opinion of others. It's actually just based on information that's been researched over centuries. So I find this fascinating to look at this and say, oh yeah, that is me. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not good. These things, which is pretty awesome. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this as much as I did. And let's see, what do we have going on? Don't forget Joni tomorrow. Can't forget it. Mystery Behind the Scenes with Miss Joni, which is an awesome show. So don't forget to stay tuned. So we have Mystery Behind the Scenes. We have, I always start with Sunday. It's easier for me. We have the Orion Effect. We have, let's see, the Otter's Den, Taboo Topics, Bag of Nuts, Mystery Behind the Scenes, What's Going Down. My God, I gotta write out down all these shows. Howie has another show also. I think of the one on a month. Don't forget Mystic Mayhem, first Tuesday of every month. And there is one more show I'm forgetting, and I'm having a bloody brain fart. Paranormal Outlaws. Whew. Okay, got it. All right, good night, guys. Gonna call it a night. Gonna say peace out.